third sector is that of private businesses. From a commercial perspective, the internet has helped businesses to serve their customers faster, cheaper, and better. Businesses can now launch products across geographical boundaries and expand their customer base instantaneously. However, the proliferation of e-commerce and network communication has at the same time opened businesses to vulnerabilities on many fronts. Cybercrime is a growing phenomenon that demands critical attention from businesses. A 2009 study by computer antivirus maker McAfee estimated that cybercrime costs businesses over $1 trillion across the globe. In Singapore alone, IT security firm Symantec estimated cybercrime to have led to a loss of $870 million last year, affecting more than 1.2 million people here, or close to 1/4 of our population. Cyber criminals are increasingly moving beyond the realm of hacking to stealing individuals' credit card details, to launching large-scale intellectual property thefts that have left the potential to cause severe damage. Many indicators point to future cybercrime attacks becoming more complex, severe, and difficult for businesses to detect and prevent. While the insider, that is the employee within the company, is often said to be the weakest link in cybersecurity, there is increasingly a blurring in distinction between insider and outsider threats. Attackers are becoming increasingly sophisticated in infiltrating a network and stealing information just as an insider would. Indeed, the recent spike in cybersecurity attacks in both frequency and severity against a host of well-known international business enterprises has exposed the gravity of the threat. Without a robust response, businesses are likely to continue to face such attacks, and the implications for businesses could be far-reaching, beyond financial or economic losses to reputational damage and erosion of consumer confidence. At a broader level, again, the anonymity accorded by the cybersphere can serve as an impetus for the formation of a nexus between cyber criminals, terrorists, and others bent on industrial espionage. The procurement of malicious cyber capabilities is a logical extension of these actors in their attempts to disrupt not just the economic viabilities of businesses, but even national security and stability. The fast-changing nature of the cybersecurity threat means that no country or organization can plan and implement responses in silos, because attacks come from almost any direction, outside your own system, outside your own national borders, outside your jurisdiction. Effective cybersecurity efforts require perspectives and expertise that transcend national and organizational boundaries. We will need to strengthen our collaborative capacity among government agencies, industry, academia, and other stakeholders to deal with cybersecurity threats. Globally, there is a realization that more needs to be done. I listened carefully this year at this year's Munich Security Conference to the speech made by Mr. William Hague, the UK Secretary of State for Foreign and Commonwealth Affairs, in which he appealed for governments to come together to agree on a set of rules governing the use of cyberspace. He also spelt out the principles that could form the basis of such collaboration. Singapore strongly believes in cross-border cooperation. Besides being a member of the Meridian process, we are also working with Interpol to establish the Interpol Global Complex in Singapore. And in line with efforts to enhance our capability to tackle new and emerging crime threats, Interpol will also set up part of its cybersecurity operations within this new complex when it is completed in 2013. In dealing with cybersecurity threats, businesses often face tensions involving cost, efficiency, and resilience in the design of their IT systems and networks. Resources are, after all, always limited, and a risk-based approach is necessary. We need to calibrate our responses according to our risk appetite and the potential damage that can occur. The government has taken the lead in launching several cybersecurity initiatives and collaborations with businesses here in Singapore. The Infocom Development Authority has developed Singapore's Infocom Security Master Plan, which fosters close partnerships with the private sector through multiple platforms. For example, information sharing protocols have been established between IDA and internet service providers to understand the seriousness of emerging cybersecurity vulnerabilities and to take the necessary steps to mitigate against these threats. The Singapore Infocom Technology Security Authority, or in short, SITSA, is also working with various industry regulators to reach out to owners and operators of critical information infrastructure, such as those in the energy, financial, and infocom sectors. The objective is to assess cybersecurity vulnerabilities in order to build in safeguards in a holistic manner and in a consistent manner across the systems. Trusted platforms will also be developed to encourage critical infocom infrastructure owners and operators to share information on vulnerabilities and lessons learned without fear that such disclosure may erode their economic competitiveness or consumer confidence. Such platforms have worked well in other countries. They are a good gateway for businesses to acquire a high-level view of the threat environment and to share their individual experiences. They will also pave the way for stakeholders to initiate their own security community of best practices over time and to collaborate on projects across the industry. Besides information exchange, a key component of our cybersecurity strategy is to train and exercise personnel on established procedures and policies as part of efforts to strengthen our cyber infrastructure frameworks. Just last week, SITSA worked with the Monetary Authority of Singapore and Association of Banks in Singapore to successfully conduct one such exercise for the financial industry here. But of course, in the same week, not because of the exercise, one of the ATM systems of the banks went down. The exercise incorporated cyber attack elements into a terrorist attack scenario and tested the business continuity plans of various financial institutions in the event of such attacks. In the coming months, we will boost our national capability to counter cybersecurity threats through the setting up of a National Cyber Security Centre. The centre, which will be headed by SITSA, will help the government deal more effectively with cybersecurity threats and vulnerabilities to our national systems and our national infrastructure by enhancing capabilities in early detection and prevention. It will also serve as a nodal point to coordinate awareness and implementation of measures between public and private sector stakeholders and will be the key contact point for working with our counterparts and friends around the world in the event of mass attacks which affect more than one country. A safe and functioning cyberspace is critical to our society, economy, and national security. The frequency and sophistication of cyber attacks will continue to grow, and so must our capabilities and response plans. And when I say our capabilities and response plans, I don't just mean our national capabilities and response plans, but our collective capabilities and response plans across countries. As in all matters of security, there is no practical means of achieving a 100% secure solution. Hence, the issue is one of managing risks. Just as the government has rallied the community to address the terrorist threat, the same has to be done in the case of cybersecurity, creating awareness, disseminating information, motivating action, laying out plans. The government's role is to put in place a collaborative framework that enables stakeholders to pool their collective wisdom and to address the cyber threat in a coordinated and concerted manner. The internet is a global resource, and where the right balance lies between openness and regulation is something that we need to work on with all community stakeholders. I hope that the Singapore Global Dialogue, when it addresses this as one of the three topics that you'll be talking about, will offer the opportunity to take the discussion on this topic to a deeper level. It's a topic that affects all of us, and it's a topic that affects something which is obviously dear to the people who visited the Science Museum in London, much more so than drinking water or having a shower or flushing toilets. So on this note, I wish you a fruitful and engaging dialogue. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Deputy Prime Minister.